She just wanted to fill her tank and get home safely. But when a group of thugs cornered her, she thought no one would step in, until the roar of motorcycles shattered the night. The gas station sat at the edge of town, its neon lights flickering against the empty highway. Rachel Monroe, a 29-year-old single mother, tightened her jacket as she stepped out of her old sedan. Her 7-year-old son, Caleb, slept soundly in the back seat, his small head resting against the window. Rachel worked double shifts at a diner just to make ends meet. She hated stopping so late at night, but her gas tank was almost empty, and Caleb needed to get home. As she swiped her card at the pump, a dark van rolled into the lot. 4 men spilled out, loud, rowdy, and reeking of trouble. They noticed Rachel immediately. "Hey there, pretty thing," one of them sneered, circling closer. "What's a girl like you doing out here all alone?" Rachel's stomach knotted. She tried to ignore them, focusing on the pump. But another stepped closer, brushing his hand across her arm. "Come on, sweetheart. No need to be shy. Let us keep you company." Rachel pulled back, her voice trembling. "Please, just leave me alone. My son's in the car." The men laughed cruelly. "Even better. Guess we're babysitters tonight." Her pulse raced. She glanced toward the station store, but the cashier was nowhere in sight. Panic clawed at her chest. She had no one to call, no one who would arrive in time. Just when Rachel thought the night was about to take a terrifying turn, the distant growl of engines cut through the silence. 1 motorcycle, then 2, then 5. Within seconds, a dozen bikes roared into the station, chrome glinting beneath the streetlights. The thugs froze, their laughter dying in their throats. At the front of the pack was a broad-shouldered man with a silver beard and piercing eyes. His name was Jackson Bear Whitaker, leader of the Iron Valor Riders, a biker club known across the county not for crime, but for protecting the vulnerable. He swung off his bike, boots hitting the pavement with a heavy thud. "Is there a problem here?" His voice was low, commanding. The thugs exchanged uneasy glances. One tried to muster bravado. "This ain't your business, old man." Bear stepped closer, the rest of the bikers fanning out behind him like a wall of steel and leather. "See, that's where you're wrong. A mother and her kid being harassed on my road? That makes it my business." Rachel's breath caught. For the first time, she felt a flicker of safety. The leader of the thugs spat on the ground. "We don't scare easy." Bear's lips curved into a dangerous smile. "Good. Neither do we." Engines revved in unison, the thunder shaking the pavement. The biker's presence alone was enough to make the men falter. Finally, one muttered, "Forget this. Let's go." They piled back into their van, speeding off into the night. The station fell silent again, save for the hum of the pump. Rachel's knees nearly buckled with relief. Bear turned to her, his voice softening. "You all right, ma'am?" Tears welled in Rachel's eyes. I don't know how to thank you. You saved me." Bear shook his head. "No thanks needed. You just focus on getting that boy home safe. That's what matters." As the bikers mounted their bikes again, Caleb stirred awake in the car, blinking at the strangers outside. Rachel whispered, "It's okay, baby. Some angels ride motorcycles." And for the first time in a long while, Rachel realized she wasn't as alone as she thought. She thought they were gone forever. But the next day, the bikers returned, and this time, they weren't just protecting her. They were helping her rebuild her life. Rachel couldn't stop replaying the events at the gas station. All night, she lay awake, Caleb's small hand curled in hers, haunted by what could have happened if the bikers hadn't shown up. By morning, she had convinced herself it was just a one-time miracle. People like her didn't get rescued twice. But when she walked outside to head to work, she froze. Parked across the street were 3 motorcycles, engines off, their riders leaning casually against them. One of them was Bear. He lifted a hand. "Morning, Rachel." Her heart skipped. "Why are you here?" He shrugged. "We figured you might need a little backup. Thugs like the ones you saw last night, they don't always quit easy. Until we know you and your boy are safe, we'll keep an eye out." Rachel's throat tightened. "You'd do that for us?" You don't even know me. Bear's gaze softened. Don't need to. You're family now. And family looks out for each other. Over the next week, Rachel noticed the riders everywhere, subtle but present. One followed her car from a distance until she got home safe. Another sat outside the diner during her late-night shifts. Caleb even waved at them each morning, calling them his guardian knights. But the bikers didn't stop at protection. One evening, Bear knocked on Rachel's door holding a folder. I hear you're behind on rent. Rachel flushed, embarrassed. I'm managing. Bear placed the folder on the table. Inside was a receipt, 3 months of rent already paid. Her eyes widened. I can't accept this. I barely know you. Bear leaned forward, his voice gentle but firm. This isn't charity. It's a hand up. Someday when you'll pass it on. That's how it works. Tears blurred Rachel's vision. No one had ever helped her like this. The kindness didn't end there. The bikers helped repair her car, brought groceries when her paycheck ran thin, and even surprised Caleb with a brand new backpack filled with school supplies. For the first time since her husband walked out years ago, Rachel didn't feel like she was carrying the world alone. One night, as she tucked Caleb into bed, he whispered, Mom, do you think Dad will ever come back? Rachel swallowed hard. I don't know, sweetheart. Caleb hugged her tightly. That's okay. We don't need him. We have new heroes now. Rachel's heart broke and healed all at once. The next day, she approached Bear while he was polishing his bike. Why me? She asked softly. Why help a stranger? Bear looked up, his eyes clouded with memory. Because once, years ago, someone helped me when I was at my lowest. I promised I'd never waste that gift. And last night, I saw a woman fighting to protect her boy. That's the kind of fight worth standing beside. Rachel realized then, it wasn't luck that had saved her. It was kindness, multiplied through time, passed from one wounded soul to another until it reached her. Months later, Rachel stood outside her apartment with Caleb, watching the bikers ride off into the horizon. They weren't just protectors anymore. They were family. And every time she heard the thunder of motorcycles on the highway, she smiled. Not with fear, but with gratitude. Because she knew, sometimes angels really do ride in leather jackets.